So hello everyone, today we are having with us a Deputy Director of School of Pharmacy, Devang sir. Hello sir, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Harsh, how are you?
I am fine sir, thank you so much for asking and thank you so much for being a part of this esteemed program, Thoughts on Education. And now we are going to start your interview. And first question to you is, why do you like to be in a education sector rather than else?
Well, the education sector is the sector I wanted to be in right from my school days. It was because of the effect that the care and guidance of my teachers had on me. I knew I would be well prepared with the theoretical and practical knowledge of whichever domain I would take up. Ultimately, I ended up choosing pharmacy. Education brings with it a lot of challenges, and I have always admired my teachers, the way they would keep learning new things, transfer that in the classroom, mentor the students, as well as handle the naughty ones, all at the same time. Right now, we see people flocking wellness programs or spiritual organizations where they say that selflessness brings you true happiness. And education, to an extent, does bring all of that at the workplace itself. So, for all these reasons, I would be, I'm very happy to be in the education sector.
Yeah, very nice sir. And a next question to you is, tell me something about your institute.
Well, RK University is located in the city of Rajkot, Gujarat. It is the first private state university in Saurashtra Kutch region, established by the state government in 2011. The university offers degrees in pharmacy, science, agriculture, Ayurveda, engineering, physiotherapy, and management studies. It is the only state private university accredited by UGC NAC in the western Gujarat region. So that's a big region. RK University is amongst the top 50 private universities in the country in Achang ranking of institutions on innovation achievements, that is AREA, published by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. School of Pharmacy, that is my institute, was established in the year 2006 and has a rich experience of providing holistic education to graduate and postgraduate students whose career objectives go beyond academics towards social outreach, industrial collaboration, and research. We offer programs of B.Pharm, PharmD, and M.Pharm. We offer the PhD program as well.
Very nice, sir. And it leads me to another question, that what is the best part of your institute which is different from other institutes?
I really feel that being a part of RK University itself is what makes my institute, that is School of Pharmacy, different from the other institutes of pharmacy. We have a young, learned, and dynamic management. Mr. Danishbhai Patel is the Executive Vice President of the university. He is an engineer and a successful entrepreneur and provides overall leadership to the university. Mr. Mohit Patel is the Vice President of the university. He is an educator, engineer, entrepreneur, and a designer. He has studied from Cambridge, Harvard, and Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Now, because of such a management at the helm, we are able to bring in many things into pharmacy education as well through a learning systems lab at the university. We have introduced active learning techniques, problem-based learning, inquiry-based learning, field trained programs, and research projects at the undergraduate level since many years now. And the results are there for our students to see. We have a conducive environment for encouraging entrepreneurship. Years before entrepreneurship became a catchy word, almost 40 of our alumni are entrepreneurs within this small age of 15 years of this institute. The university has received a grant of rupees 1 crore through the Student Startup and Innovation Program. The university has its own Center for Entrepreneurship, and through all these initiatives, we're able to support our students as well as outsiders who aspire to be entrepreneurs. We have a dedicated Center for Professional Development for students and faculties where they can learn and grow through various workshops and events which are organized for their holistic development. And we also have a dedicated center for English as a secondary language, which focuses on developing the most important soft skills for students and faculties nowadays, and that is the communication skills. Student empowerment, I believe, is at the core of our functioning. We have various clubs for co-curricular and extracurricular activities, which are managed by the students themselves. For example, we have the Pharma Health Club, which publishes and distributes health awareness newsletters, organizes health awareness drives, participates in health checkup camps, and develops common health related products like the sanitizer. We had developed the sanitizer and air purification sticks way before the COVID 19 lockdown. We have the Medicinal Plants Club, which maintains a database of the 250 plus plant species which we have in our garden. It distributes literature and plant material to the general public and has created QR codes which are placed on the plant nameplate, scanning of which provides entire information regarding it. And the remarkable thing is that all of this is done by students. We have great interdisciplinary collaboration here, which motivates us to think out of the box, perhaps all the time. We learn so much from each other. All the institutes, we collaborate in that way. Through various collaborations and funded projects with global universities, including those of the European Union, we have a truly international exposure here to get funded projects and faculties in exchange programs here from the European Union is something which is very tough and not something that anyone can do just like that. So that's a huge thing. But again, what stands out is the freedom given to the head of the institutes by the management to envision, to plan, and to execute anything for the students' development.
Yeah, very nice, sir. And a next question to you is, which are the educational or non-educational activities done by your student or staff during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, I am trying to be as humble as possible, but it has been a truly amazing response, not only from School of Pharmacy, but from all institutes of RK University to this tricky pandemic situation. Apart from the next day readiness regarding the online teaching technologies, on the day the first lockdown was announced, we organized a 5-day and lecture series on research methodology on 23rd of April, coordinated by myself, and live streamed it on YouTube. Now, that was the time when people were either watching TV the whole day or posting pics of them cooking or doing household chores. And we had 700 participations from 8 countries for that series. That was way back in April. Then we went on to organize unique quizzes in various specializations of pharmacy, which had global participation as well. Then in the month of July, we organized a month-long MOOC, a massive online open course on Indian kitchen herbs, hosted on Canvas Learning Management System, coordinated by myself, in association with Ragaswara, a wellness retreat, where we had almost 1,000 participants from 26 countries, where we had videos regarding the herbs and quizzes and interactive sessions. We then organized a 6-lecture series giving a glimpse of the pharmacy profession. Since October, we have been providing career guidance to our current students who are there at their homes through an expert series comprising of 35 lectures covering all domains of pharmacy delivered by our own alumnus who are in excellent positions in their professional careers now. Why I use the phrase amazing response to the pandemic is that when everyone was busy participating in events or courses and taking pride in showing off their participation certificates or organizing one expert lecture at the most, we were organizing week-long and month-long virtual events and courses, reaching out to people across the globe. But all of this has been possible because of our dynamic and visionary university leadership, our vice presidents, who have always been on their toes, bringing in all the latest developments in teaching learning methods and techno tools since many years now. And so when the lockdown was announced and everyone around was wondering how to deal with this, online teaching and exploring its tools, even a new recruit in our university was like, now this is what I can do, and I can do it pretty well. And once the teaching part was settled so well so early, contributing to other people's development by organizing events was not a big deal at all for us. And according to our management, that is what a university should be about, contributing not only to the students who study here, but to the lives of anyone outside the university in any way it can.
Very nice, sir. And next question to you is, what is the key behind this successful career in this department?
Uh, there are four basic things which I feel are required. The first one is vision, where you want to be the next day, the next month, next year, 10, 20 years down the line, how you want to ultimately end up in life. The second one is planning, and planning extremely well to reach up to that vision. The third one is execution. There is nothing like perfectionism, but you have to strive towards it constantly in whatever task you take up. But the most important part, which I feel, is to go through this and doing all this again and again, daily, without being bored or repetitive, and innovating all the time. So I feel these are the four basic things which are required for a successful career in this sector.
Yeah. Nice, sir. And the next question to you is, which key change did you do in your institute for a better outcome?
I believe that for any profession to survive and grow, it is very necessary for the people in general to realize its importance. If you cannot reach up to the people, if you cannot justify your existence in the social or the healthcare system, you as a pharmacy institute or even as a profession are bound to become obsolete. And around 2012 to 2015, there was a slump in pharmacy admissions in our state of Gujarat due to various reasons. So the first thing that me and my team did was to reach out to the people. The biggest hurdle for a pharmacist for stamping his authority in the Indian healthcare system is that we can't prescribe. So we started reaching out to the people on the basis of our knowledge. In 2013, we started sending students and faculties to participate in medical camps in the city as well as in the surrounding villages, organizing health awareness drives at various places in the city, publishing news we started in 2013. In short, we started reaching out to the people. At the same time, we started promoting research even at the undergraduate level and focused on industrial interactions, organizing lectures every month. One more thing which we did was to bring our alum together, right from the first batch which graduated in 2010. Uh, Not just for the alumni needs, but by making them involved in the processes of the institute, like expert guidance sessions, training programs, placement, and so on, and focusing on helping out the alum in their professional lives as well. And all of this combined, we didn't have to worry much about our admissions or placements or any other outcomes thereafter.
Very nice, sir. And a next question to you is, being in such a good position of leadership, can you please tell me something about your leadership skills?
Well, it is appropriate if my university management or my colleagues or my students answer that. But I feel that the education sector is the trickiest
Yeah.
because you have human beings as your raw material. Those are the fresher students. Then human beings processing on that raw material. Those are the faculties. And human beings as your finished products. Those are your graduates. So you have to be human first as a leader or as the head of the institute. You are not the head of the institute to boss around on anyone or to order others to work and just lay back on your chair. The management has put their trust on you so that you do your job well with the utmost sense of duty and responsibility. So I try to focus on doing that. Have a vision. Know each of your colleagues and students well, their strengths and weaknesses. Map your resources and your targets to avoid any rosy pictures or unrealistic targets which can later hurt everyone. And then let the people do their job. If we admire Steve Jobs for anything, we must accept what he used to say that it doesn't make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do. We hire smart people so that they can tell us what to do. And everyone is a vital cog in the engine. So I try to, avoid being an expert in topics I am not an expert in. Because one of the demerits of search engines and online courses is that you get all information about other fields at your fingertips. Now, it is good to have some information or for increasing your knowledge a little bit, but it takes years to be qualified or an experienced expert in that field. So we need to listen to others who are experts in that field. Even if he is your senior faculty or even your peon. And then you can decide better on what is best for the institute. So it is very necessary to listen first and be ready to change your own thoughts and actions because others will only follow the example you set. If you don't accept any change for the good suggested by others, it is naivety to expect others to change according to what you say, and that ultimately hampers the progress of everyone. You must give things time because nothing valuable grows overnight. Focus on the important things and dig deep. Digging just 10 feet at one place and then moving to the next place and digging just 10 feet again. And digging like this at 10 different places will only create 10 pits of 10 feet each, which will only cause accidents or waterlogging.
Yeah.
But if you want water from the ground, you need to dig deep 100 feet at a single point. And that is the toughest part, going to the grind day in and day out. Also, I believe that new things will come up every day in the world. So there's no point running after each thing. Always be updated. Know what is coming up. But look at your own strengths, weaknesses, and resources as well. Because when you are shifting your attention, the entire system will be shifting with you. And that's a huge thing. So you have to be calculative rather than passionate all the time. Don't over celebrate success or cry over failures. Acknowledge the efforts of the students and the faculties. Celebrate their success. You need to take a back seat, even if you know how much you yourself have contributed as the head of the institute. Be ready to accept your students and colleagues' failures as well. Take their suggestions and do something about it. Mentor your colleagues and students. Be on the ground with them. You can have a look at them, observe them, monitor them, but no helicoptering. Microplan, but avoid micromanagement.
Yeah.
By microplanning, you will avoid any major mistake. Minor mistakes will always happen anyways. But micromanaging, just to avoid those minor mistakes, will increase your own load in a way much more than you can imagine or you can ultimately handle. It will also create discomfort for your employees and the students. Prevent you from focusing on the other important things. And you will never be able to create leaders. And creating leaders, again, is a part of your job as well, being a leader. So, taken all these things, the results, more or less, they take care of themselves all the time. But above all, never try to please anybody or expect anything in return. And that helps me keep my focus on what I really need to do about my roles and responsibilities. You can start the recording.
The next, So the next question to you is, what is your favorite unprofessional activity or activities you do in your free time?
Well, I'm fortunate to have the same passion and profession. That is about medicinal plants. Meet ground-level people associated with it, roam around in natural places, and I read a lot about Indian history and culture as well. It is an unlimited, unbelievable treasure, which we can only be grateful for. But it won't come to me. I need to put my head down and go there. So I try to do that. I believe we finally end up on the basis of what we put into our minds and from which source. I spend quality time with my family. I try to do that. Try to be as grateful to my parents and wife as I can. Try to attach my sons with my life's journey as well, so that they feel and realize at every step how the world is, how life is, and that nothing comes up magically. You need to strive for it. Merely telling them won't have any effect. So need to spend more time with them, and that too now, when they are very young. Otherwise, 10 years down the line, they will take things for granted, and then whatever I say may fall on deaf ears. So these are some of the things which I do.
Very nice, sir. And a next question to you is, what is your source of motivation? Please say something about it.
It is the Bhagavad Gita. I try to read it and understand it daily, try to bring in a few things into my life if I can. I don't feel I need to say anything more about the Gita. It can say for itself.
And a next question, and it is the last question from my side, that what type of reading would you recommend to the students?
Well, first of all, I would recommend any student to think. Sit with yourself and ask what you like to do, what you want to see yourself doing 10 years, 20 years down the line. Only once that is done, develop a habit of reading everything related to your choice of domain and stay updated. As far as pharmacy is concerned, any news first seem to come up in the official Twitter handles of pharma companies and various blogs. And then after a day or two, it reaches the newspapers, if it does at all. So who could have imagined a decade ago? But yes, if you want to stay updated in pharmacy, Twitter handles offer you a lot of knowledge. You just need to follow them. Read research articles, even if you don't understand the whole thing first, but develop that habit. It will give you food for thought, give you a broader vision of your domain. You should have an account with ResearchGate for that. Read anything which contributes to the development of your soft skills. Articles of LinkedIn influencers are good for that. So in these times, you can make or break your life with a mobile. It all depends on how you use it. But apart from running after all these things for a better career in the outside world, students will definitely need to think on doing something for their self and start now about that. Not procrastinating it as something which needs to be done only after you are old and retired, because your mind will not be able to do it at that age because it is not habituated to do it. The current generation of students are all up to date with the world at the fingertips at the moment. But when you start working, when you are in a job or you have your own business and then you have a family, it is a very different world. Something which you don't even expect as a student. Some days are going to be good, some not so good. But to handle all days, you need to have something within you than just relying on external sources. You need spirituality. That is my opinion. No matter which religion you follow, to achieve or deal with the external world without reaching and understanding your inner self is like expecting a mango from a tree which has no roots. So read is something related to spirituality as well. So it is about striving for that balance between the modern world and the inner self. Your Facebook profile is about the fun activities and your LinkedIn profile is about your professional activities. And if you can read, learn and develop yourself in a way that both these profiles become equally good, then I guess that should suffice in life. Thank you.
Yeah. So it was the last question from my side, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this STEM program and share your thoughts on our educational portal collegedunia.com, sir.
Thank you so much.